All right, folks, welcome back to another exciting edition of PPR Esports. I am your host, Best Teon. Of course, tonight, bringing you always the action from Xbox Division 1. I am so excited. Brand new track, a fresh crop of drivers, and most importantly, lots and lots of exciting wheel-to-wheel action from the streets of Vietnam. Folks, let me run you through a couple things first here before we get underway. The Hanoi Street Circuit, located in Hanoi, Vietnam. Excuse the time limit in the top left. It's going to be 29 laps, folks. Circuit length of 5.6 kilometers or 3.4 miles. It's going to be 23 turns, 13 to the left and 10 to the right, though not listed on that diagram on your screen. There's going to be a DRS zone between turns 23, turns 1, turns 4, and turn 6, as well between turns 9 all the way down to turn 11. Perhaps one of the greatest overtaking opportunities we will have on the circuit today. I cannot wait to see what these drivers have in store. Sector 3 is a beast. Very, very close S's. Expect to see a lot of end plates flying through the air. Of course, folks, no lap record as we have not actually hosted a real-life Grand Prix at this circuit, but I am confident that our crop of PPR drivers will set the world ablaze. Esports, F1 Esports better watch their back because we've got a pretty fast crop of drivers ourselves. Well, and as we like to mix things up here, folks, I went on the internet this week and I found this, well, pretty telling meme of how things have been at Ferrari. Charles Leclerc there on the left looking pretty upset after his engine blew. Also after driving 2 laps around the circle without a seatbelt, interestingly enough. And while the kid on the right, pretty classic meme, SpongeBob pajamas. A lot of people hypothesize it's the same kid. I wouldn't put it past them. But, folks, that's it for me for now. We are now waiting for our drivers to ready up, and we will head to qualifying, and we will be on the grid in just one moment. All right, folks, and welcome back to PPR Esports. It is your host, Best Teon, joined today by, once again, LDR Redeemer filling in for IBNA. Redeemer, my man, how is your night going? Are you happy to be here? Did you have a good race today? Anyway, good talk. He'll be on in just a moment, folks. Excuse the momentary interruption, but we're in the pit lane now here in Hanoi. We have ourselves what should be a very exciting crop. Don't expect to see too much craziness happening as of yet. Qualifying, a lot of these drivers are going to be feeling out what is a brand new circuit. Never before in the video game, never before on the F1 calendar. So we will just have to cross our fingers and see what happens, though. Minute into qualifying, still no one leaving the pit lane. Probably a lot of debate happening about what they will do with tire strategy. Definitely no surprises there. It's always tricky to pick with a new track. I do hear around the block a lot of rumors. The medium compound of tire is going to be a headache here. And we got our first car on the track. That looks to be TCP Coutinho, if I had to bet. Yep, no surprise there. Redeemer, are you there, my man? Just seeing he is not. Not to worry, though. Coutinho out on the track, of course, one of our very, very exciting new additions to Division 1. No surprise that he's got pace. Seen him out on the circuit myself already 2 weeks in a row now, and it is very, very exciting stuff. One moment, folks. Redeemer will be joining me as soon as he's got his audio sorted. I'm sure you know how these things go with Streamlabs or OBS or whatever it is you use, but definitely going to be an exciting time. We got Jaylee Bowens out in an out lap, John, B-Dunk, FinFan, and Radicus. Radicus in that banana boat there. It looks like Big Chungus will not be making it tonight, unfortunately. So just Radicus showing out for the banana boat crew. The key today, folks, I feel we really need to keep an eye out for what kind of strategy people will go on. My around the block, I have heard that softer compounds of tires are going to be the way to go. Let's go ahead and look at the tire compound so far. Only 2 drivers opting for the medium, so very telling already as to what will be the optimal strategy. Let's see now as we see Coutinho getting ready to start his first flying lap of the session. Get that DRS nice and wide open down into turn 1. It's a very, very awkward kind of long right-hander. Bit of a lockup there on the left front. Let's see which line he decides to take. Use a lot of that inside curb. Careful not to run too wide over that left-hand line. They don't penalize it, but you don't want to go too wide because you have a very immediate left-hander into the next DRS zone, so you want a real smooth run in through there. Welcome, Redeemer. How you doing today, my man? It's good to have you.
I am doing good. I had to figure out, sorry folks, having some stream issues here, not stream issues. I had to hang up the call and rejoin because that's how Discord works sometimes.
Yeah, tricky things these technologies are. Myself, I feel like an old man sometimes trying to figure it out. But like all things, it is a work in progress, and we'll all get there together. That is not a problem. But so far, Redeemer, it looks like got a couple cars out on track, and most are going to be opting for that soft compound of tire. Really no surprise there, though, as the mediums have been running like, how you say, garbage around this circuit. How's your experience?
I have 0. I did about 2 laps, and I ended up crashing at the final corner. If anyone watched the D3 stream, that was my race.
And how were those 2 laps? So did you find them to be exciting to be at a new circuit, or did you find it pretty hair-raising?
It's pretty hair-raising when you have plus 2.6 laps of fuel and you're trying to burn it, and then you almost lose it in the final corner, and then coming out of the corner where Saxman is now on the mediums, see what he can do on his lap. But yeah, it's a very challenging circuit. I almost think of it as like a Singapore type circuit in sector 1 and 2, and then you get to sector 3 and it's like Monaco, where if you make a mistake, you're pretty much got no wing. You got no wing.
Yeah, and I noticed that myself. I was doing some practice yesterday, and while there are 3, well, for better or worse, it's 2 very long straights here. You can really, really hurt yourself going into those S's if you sacrifice downforce, because you're going to end up tapping the barrier, I think, a lot, because these cars tend to carry so much speed through a lot of those corners through the S's. They're very high-speed S's, not very low-speed S's, maybe like you'd see, I don't know, let me think, Brazil with the S's, or Suzuka, maybe you're kind of keeping it in 4th or 5th, but here it really feels like you're in 6th or 7th most of the time, and you're putting a lot of hurt into those front tires.
Saxman goes 9th, 10th actually, sorry, as Funky Cactus goes P3 with a 134.8.
I do think it would be worth mentioning right now in the broadcast. I do have a bit of a wager with Funky Cactus. Redeemer, are you aware of this ongoing bet?
Ooh, I am not. Why was I not told about this?
There was a little banter happening in the D1 chat today, and I promised Funky Cactus. He was very down on the race. He was thinking about skipping, and I hate to see someone who's new to a division miss out and miss that time on track. So I incentivized him, and I told Funky, look, if you podium this race, I will write your name on my chest, wear a Canadian flag as a cape, and I will run around Miami screaming his name. So, folks,
I will. If you do this, I will say this for the folks that are probably watching. If you do it, make sure you get it on video and then post it to PPR YouTube.
yeah, it will
That
be
would be.
it'll be
Just
all over
title
the
it. I can title it now. Hashtag comedy.
It'll be all over the PPR socials. Don't you worry, folks at home. If you're wondering who that might be, Funky Cactus is going to be there in your top left corner. You'll see him in the Alfa Romeo car. Let's all keep our fingers crossed. Of course, I'm hoping that maybe it's a little rough. He comes home P4. Wouldn't want anyone to crash out though. But there could be some very fascinating, interesting content coming our way soon if all goes well. Um, Besides that, though, on board with B Dunk, your championship leader on his outlap right now. Excuse the lag, folks. Got a bit of an electrical storm passing through Miami right now, and it is not enjoying. It is not. Well, my internet's not enjoying all this extra energy in the air. Maybe it's the energy from the D1 stream. Maybe it's the energy from something else. But we will just have to see. In the meantime, though, Redeemer, go ahead, take a look at the timing chart. Who do you think your dark horse top 5 would be for today? Maybe someone who's kind of like on the cusp.
For qualifying or for
Let's go.
the race?
Let's start with qualifying for now.
Well, I'm gonna have to put B Dunk up there because I know B Dunk's got the pace. He was just starting his lap at the moment. Maybe also I'd put in Catino, Funky, and I know I've raced with John before, and he's pretty quick. As Jay Lee goes third.
Jaylee Bowen's really third fastest. Oof. Folks, you'll have to pardon me for just one moment. My internet is taking a bit of a while to catch up to the stream here. We will take a brief intermission while I can see about troubleshooting this, but we will be right back in no time. All right, folks, pardon the brief interruption, but we are indeed back live from the circuit. As you see, the Haas of Botch Gerbil flying through the corners at this very moment. Excuse the internet connection is a little touch and go tonight, but we will do our very best to bring you all the action. Now, it looks like he's going through the final corner here. Botch Gerbil here on his flying lap. Little tap of the wall there, and he will go. Stay 10th fastest, it would seem. Certainly a bit of a struggle. A lot of these drivers looking to find the pace, and you can actually see it if you look in the left-hand side of your screen here, folks. Normally for Division 1, we see times usually within about a second to 2 seconds of one another. But if you look down the order, all the way down to Calzoner and Cold Carnival, seems to me as though there are some very big gaps in time there. So it will be certainly tough to do anything. Or not tough, rather, but you'll see a much wider spread of the field. Redeemer, in your experience in your own division, have you noticed that those qualifying gaps close up during the race because of safety cars, or do they tend to stay a little wider for the most part?
I can't answer that question because, like I said, I only did 2 laps of my race.
Well, I meant in general, though, just as far as F1 2020 goes.
I mean, I haven't really raced on this circuit that often. You know, even when I do unranked or ranked lobbies, I'm never really at this circuit. People want to go do Zandvoort or any other track like that, and we never really race at this one. So the only experience I really have with this track is time trials and the 3 laps I did in my race. So
Oof.
depends on what people do. So I mean, it's a tight circuit, like we were saying earlier, but then again, it's also one of the ones where you get those 2 long straights and you don't want to maximize or trying to think of the right word, decrease the amount of downforce you have through the S section because it's very tricky. It's a flat out, as Saxman's going through it right now as we speak. It's a very flat out left, right, left, brake, pick up the speed again, and then just keep going. So you got to keep that momentum, and you just got to carry it right through that whole final third sector. So if you're following somebody, you got to be careful because if they make a mistake and you're right behind them, you might see yourself making that same mistake again, like the person in front of you just did.
Yeah, I have. And that's the thing. That must put so much strain though on the tires because the first couple, like the first 2 sectors, really don't test the cars that much. I feel, but then you get into like sectors 2 and 3, and it just kind of becomes a nightmare. Or sorry, sector 3 rather becomes a nightmare because you're suddenly changing direction so fast at such high speed. You're scrubbing so much of that crucial tire life. Coutinho going to go ahead and invalidate his lap there. Very unfortunate for the Racing Point driver.
Groggy comes across the line to start his flying lap on the softs. He's going to do another lap. He completely sends it down into turn 1. That's not what you want to do in quali, buddy.
Well, it didn't invalidate at the very least. He can still try to make up something here, but I don't think it'll do him much good. He's probably burned a lot of time off there.
No, I think he pretty much scrubbed all the good surfacing off that left front tire when he locked up because it was a pretty big lockup, if I must say so myself. As Unknown Youth in 10th place is coming around turns number, I think it's turn 3 before the first DRS straight.
I gotta ask, Redeemer, do you drive with ABS or without?
I drive with ABS.
You do? Okay. Same here, because I've found that the braking style that I have, at least as a driver, there's just not enough brake pressure for me to do it when I lower it. I end up running right past the apex most times, or just lock up the wheels completely.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry, folks. I'm a little bit yawny tonight, as I was last week, but nothing new here from my end. But yeah, it's weird because even with ABS for me, I'll still run way past the apex. But then again, it's just like I'm still getting used to. I know this game's been out for a while, but I'm still getting used to that braking mentality and how quickly these cars just like, or how much easier these cars are to brake, and you can brake a little bit later and still get that apex. But if you brake any later, then you're just kissing the apex goodbye and you're losing 0.5 a second, depending on how far or how deep you go into the apex.
Speaking of going deep, Unknown Youth with the purple sector 2 there. He's going to knock his
And
front
he
wing
hit
off
the
to
wall.
bits. He'll improve one position, but he's knackered his front wing in the process. He was looking really good through the end of sector 3 there, and he's going to have to limp his way back to the pit. The right side of that front wing looks like it was put under a vice and jumped on by a bunch of 6-year-olds. That's not a fast way to drive the track, folks. And he's got traffic behind him to add insult to injury. So Unknown Youth there really doing his best to try and get the speed back up, but he has cost himself in the long run there. We got Voj on an outlap. We've got FinFan. A lot of our top runners trying to get back out and try to improve their qualifying time with only a minute 40 left in the session. So final runs here, folks. Light fuel loads, fresh tires. We'll see who's got it in them to try and improve. So far, folks, your starting order, it'll be B-Dunk. Oh, he's your provisional pole sitter, followed by Funky Cactus in P2, Coutinho, P3, FinFan, P4, Jalea Bones, P5. That is the top 5, but Weiser Square is going to go fifth fastest there. Behind them, Voj, John, Saxman, Unknown Youth, Ed Torona, Radicus, Botch Gerbil, Calzoner, Silk Weaver, Cold Carnival. Bringing up the rear, it is Groggy Oregano. So, the AlphaTauris, the cork in the bottle on both ends, and everyone else kind of in the middle there. Excited to see what happens in the closing stages of this qualifying session. I'll tell you what, Redeemer, if you want to go on board with Funky Cactus, I will keep an eye on B-Dunk here, and we can go corner for corner like we did last time. How does that sound to you?
I am watching Botch Gerbil at the moment, and he's coming through the final sector, final couple corners now. He's looking pretty good and tidy. Got a slow car on his way, AlphaTauri of B-Dunk, I believe that is.
Yeah, I'm on
He
board.
hits the wall. It didn't really improve, but he didn't do too bad. As there's a car sideways. Who was that? Oh, that is Unknown Youth. He is complete. Oh, and he resets the track. That's not something you want to see here, folks.
No, folks, and that is actually against PPR regulations, so that could land him in some hot water later. B-Dunk, though, looks like he's getting a bit of a slide there out of Sector 1. Let's go to the helicopter cam now as we wait for my internet connection to try and catch up. Big apologies, folks. I am very, very sorry for this. We're usually not this sketchy. Ooh, big snap of oversteer there. Oh, my goodness. My internet is just not having it tonight. I apologize, folks.
As Funky Cactus loses it going into the sweeping left-hander. And he loses the rear of it. Oh, boy.
Is that a spin?
No, he's good. Lost his left-hand plate. He's backed out of his lap.
Okay, so there you have it.
Coutinho, maybe, excuse me, folks, is still going.
Ooh, Coutinho's just going to invalidate his lap there. That will cost him, unfortunately. He will not be able to challenge for pole position today. So it looks, folks, as your pole sitter, B-Dunk will retain it, 133.4, followed by Funky Castle, 133.7.
Voj is still out there doing a lap. Never mind. He's on a slow lap. So Voj is the only one that really needs to cross the line and or go into the pits and retire, and we can move on to the race. Have a fun and exciting afternoon, evening, early morning for people who are over in the UK watching for here in Hanoi.
Certainly a bit of a time difference. In the meantime, folks, we're going to take a brief intermission here while we get things set up for the race. We're having a bit of some back-end technical issues that we want to avoid for the Grand Prix. I'm your host, Bastione, joined by LDR Redeemer. This is Xbox Division 1 PPR Esports. Back in just a moment. All right, folks, welcome back. We'll be loading in just a moment. Sorry for the brief delay there. It would seem we needed to reset a lot of hosting options, some lobby options. Whatever the case was, don't you worry. Redeemer and I are here to bring you all the action from Hanoi. Don't mind my mood music. This is just what I listen to when I go to the shower, or when I'm using the toilet, or maybe when I'm walking down the street. I like to feel a little excited. I like to feel a little special. I don't know. But, folks, we have a great race on our hands for you. Our top three are looking as exciting as ever. Coutinho, Funky Cactus, the rookie, and B-Dunk, your championship defender, on pole to put it all on the line against his fellow competitors. So, let's go live now to the track for the formation lap. Vietnam, of course, being one of the more contentious circuits I've seen so far among the general populace of F1 users. Certainly, any new track will kind of crawl up people's behinds and kind of give them a hard time, but, I think with the crop of drivers we've got, we should have a very exciting 29 laps on our hands today. Loading in right now, folks. It'll be just a moment before we get underway. Of course, this is Best Teon LDR Redeemer, bringing you all the action for Xbox Division 1 PPR Esports. Check us out, ppresports.com, PPR Esports on Twitter, and PPR Esports on Instagram. If you want to follow us on Instagram, we are on the quest for 30,000 followers. We're at 20,000 now. Every follower counts. It'd be great if we could hit that goal by the end of the season in 2021. So tell your friends, tell your grandma, tell your grandpa, your sister, your brother, your mother, your father, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever you're into, it doesn't matter to me. I want to spread the good word of all the great online motorsport action to those around the world. Anyway, folks, we are loading in now. Session will start in 10 seconds here. My estimate is that the formation lap will be pretty uneventful, and we'll be able to get things underway in just a moment.
Funny you say that. Sorry, I'm back. Watch someone just dive it right into turn one on the formation lap. I would laugh.
That certainly could be the case, and I think that'd be quite funny if it was. We see in the chat here, Maxime B, how much longer? Well, the answer is we're back now. And Chris RTJ saying, let's go Saxman. That's absolutely right. Saxman starting P7 today. We'll see if he can do something from the back of the field. Let me get this car audio turned on for all you at home. Just one moment. Let's go ahead and take a look at our strategy for today. Let's see here. Tire compounds, folks. There you have it. We've got our top 7 runners all on the soft compounded tire. J. Lee Bowens being the only exception in the top 10 to run the medium striped tire. Behind them, Cal Zoner, Silk Weaver, Cole Carnival, and Groggy will opt for the medium. So just a bit of a mix-up, not really, though. This track does require high amounts of grip, so I don't expect to see many people running the medium. And there you have it, folks. A predicted pit stop strategy, a 2-stopper. Amazon recommending medium and hard to soft, or in some cases, as you can see here, we're doing soft to a hard or a soft, hard, depending how aggressive you want to be. Redeemer, I know you crashed out of your race today, but what was your game plan going into it?
Medium soft.
Medium soft. And what was your pit? What was your pit window? Like around lap 14?
If you do it right and you have good tire management, mediums you can go to about lap 17, and then put on a set of softs, even though they're going to be dead by the end of your stint. But then there's always a chance of a safety car, so you can extend your mediums for a longer period of time or save your rubber, as the F1 commentators like to say in real life when they do commentary.
Interesting, though. I found when I raced against the AI, if you started on the harder compound of tire, you pretty much got blown to shreds in the opening couple laps before DRS. That grippy compound really makes a big difference around here, according to the Codemasters model. So we will just have to see. But folks, it's Division 1, PPR, Xbox, it's LGR Redeemer, and it's Best Town bringing you all the action. Green flags are being waved. Here come the lights now.
And we wait.
And it's lights out, and we're underway, and a good getaway from most of our drivers. Big wheel spin there in the front. Let's go on board now with Funky Cactus and Coutinho here. Cactus sitting there, P2. Good run into turn 1. Let's go now to our helicopter cam. The Racing Point's going to sweep across there, try to block off that Williams of Fin Fan doing well to cover off the rest of his coverage. The Ferrari, though, of John doing really well to get out the position there. Weiser Square getting in the mix as well. Great getaway for most of our drivers. No big action yet. Down the rest of our field, that's the Williams of Weiser Square now in the back of the Ferrari. John's going to pull to the left now. Weiser Square going to hang to the right side of the track here. Saxman close on the pursuit in that Mercedes. The Ferrari there trying to go up the inside. Ooh, bit of wheel contact there, but they've touched, and they have touched, but the Ferrari will maintain the position. No damage for either car, and that Williams will maintain the position. Looking to the front of the field though here. Coutinho in the slipstream. Oh, Funky Cactus looking a lot like our preseason race. No DRS yet, folks. Only until lap 3 will we see that, though. The Racing Point is gaining. No overtake on for him yet. Let's see if he sends one up the inside here. Funky's not going to go defensive at all. All 3 drivers will take the racing line. Looking at the rest of our field, let's go and scroll down here. Ooh, a bit of a traffic jam. Why is this? We're going to come off way worse there. Saxman with a fantastic double overtake. The Mercedes driver doing well to get the P5 now on the opening lap. Excellent stuff there, Redeemer. You were calling that earlier already. Wow, exciting. Looking at the rest of the field, Redeemer, what are you looking at? Do you see anything exciting happening at the moment? A lot of good racing at the front.
Yeah, I'm looking at Cold Carnival right now. He was going side by side with Groggy into the hairpin. They made contact, and then they went into the next corner, and Carnival ran wide, but that caught Groggy out, and Carnival pits.
Made a little wing damage on the opening lap there. Groggy, big lock up into the final corner. He's got the pair of the Papaya cars behind him for company. Oh, there's no end plate. I told you, folks, we were going to be in for one today. It's a Papaya duo here. Groggy's going to have to go all the way around, missing that crucial front end downforce. Do not be surprised if Ed Torona and Calzoner get past him here in the next sector. Let's see, though. Leading this race, it is B-Dunk, folks, followed by Funky Cactus, followed by Coutinho, followed by Fin Fan. That's your top 4. No changes there as we look at the hairpin. Looking down behind them, still a lot of field spread starting to take effect.
Whoa!
Oh, no, what happened? What happened?
Both McLarens went to go past Groggy, and Calzoner just completely missed his braking point and took himself and Ed out.
Ooh, and Ed's getting a 5-second time penalty for corner cutting. So, very crucially, already insult to injury, folks. The second to last car will be nursing a penalty the whole way through. Groggy Oregano, though, trying to come back at Ed Torona here. Ed Torona sticking it to the left-hand side of the track, going very defensive. Groggy hoping he might outbrake himself.
Damage.
Ed's got wing damage. You say that's interesting to hear because seems to me so does Groggy.
Oh my goodness gracious, guy. What are you doing?
What's he done now?
He went deep into that turn. I can't think of the turn. Just as Sector 3 starts, and he comes back onto the track as Radicus was coming at him at a rapid pace.
Pardon the lag, folks. Pardon the lag, folks. But there you have it, folks. Lap 3. DRS will be active. There's your predicted pit stop strategy between laps 10 and 17 and 19 and 22. Wow, pretty wide window. Wouldn't you say so, AWS? Pretty insightful. The rest of the field, though.
Botch Gerbil's in the pits fixing wing damage. I know he had some. And Radicus also, I don't know if I had mentioned this. Radicus has right end plate damage.
Radicus does. I would expect most of our drivers to have wing damage. And Radicus, 3-second time penalty for corner cutting, so that could cost him in the long run here. Funky Cactus, though, looking to try and make good on the wager, staying there in P2, staying right in that slipstream of B-Dunk. B-Dunk really trying to build a gap here, but the rest of the field does not seem to get away from him at all. This top 30 building a nice little gap to Fin Fan. Fin Fan falling outside the DRS into the hairpin there. B-Dunk looking a little slow on the exit. Same with Funky and Coutinho. They will continue on their way as FinFan's trying to catch up that gap. Behind them, Saxman kind of in no man's land at the moment. But looking down the rest of the field, you got the Ferrari of John there. Weiser Square and Unknown Youth going at it. Weiser Square going to stay just in front of him in a bit of a right-handed lockup. Good look at, I love Weiser Square's helmet. That is a pretty design. Very, very interesting. Goes really well with that Williams Racing halo. Behind him, Unknown Youth in that black arrow. Looking very speedy at the moment. Trying to catch up now to his compatriot in the fellow Mercedes-powered car. A couple more laps to go before we see any more pit stops, but the gap looking about less than a second to a second a car. Redeemer, anything to report from the second half of the field at the moment?
I am watching Funky. He has actually made a gap to Catino in the third sector. And now B-Dunk is pulling away from Funky, but they're staying in that DRS zone. So I think the top three are just going to be a DRS train.
And you may have spoken a little too soon, because guess what? Coutinho is going to go fastest there in Sector 1. That was a purple Sector 1 for the Racing Point driver. He's got the overtake on, folks. Let's see. He's got about little less than 1/4 of the battery. He's been burning through it. This is one of the most difficult tracks to charge your battery, I would say. Funky, though, getting really close to B-Dunk there into the hairpin. He's going to have to move just a little bit to the right to give himself some space. This could be a very interesting battle for the lead as these two go at it. Coutinho just trying to stay in the hunt now. Wait for one of them to make a mistake. Track like Vietnam, that could definitely be the case. Such razor-thin margins with these barriers. You got to do well to stay out of them. Notice the shallow lines you see a lot of these guys taking, Redeemer. Do you see that as well on the onboards?
Off and on I do, but it's interesting, like I was saying, it's interesting to see the lines that people are going to be taking, because dirty air in this game, people may not know, is really effective over what it was last game. But also keep your eye on Saxman. He's not one to forget in a race, because you remember last week when he was at Bahrain battling B-Dunk for the last 5 laps, I want to say, he was right there battling with B-Dunk or keeping within DRS range. So keep an eye on him, folks. He's one to watch out for. He's going to be on, or I'm going to be watching him tonight along with Funky Cactus.
You'll have to forgive me, folks. We are experiencing a bit of a network issue at the moment. Maxime, I will turn up the game sound for you, and it would seem I have completely lagged out from the lobby. My goodness, folks. We're going to take a short break for just a moment while we sort this out. All right, folks, and we are back live. Pardon the interruption there. We had a bit of a cluster, you know what, involving my internet connection. But we have returned. Things are good. Sorry, guys. Maxime, I see your comments. I'll raise that game audio for you ever so slightly. Just 1 second. We go now on board with a couple of drivers here. B-Dunk still in the lead. Funky Cactus doing well to stay in that DRS of the leader. Behind them is FinFan. And it looks like Coutinho into the pits early. Was there some wing damage there, Redeemer?
It does not look like it. I think he just put on a set of mediums because those softs are dying out.
Ooh, early. Only 7 laps in as well. FinFan going to take a penalty there. Penalty is going to be very, very crucial today, folks. Do keep an eye out on that.
Completely misses the apex of the corner there, locking up, and Unknown's going to go by him again. Funky within, as my timing board is all messed up, because I believe Funky is well within 0.5 of a second of B-Dunk.
Yes, he is. I am on board with Funky right now as we keep an eye on this battle for the lead, folks. Redeemer, at a track like this where the softer tire is going to come into play, the undercut is going to be ever so important. So what lap do you expect some of these soft runners to begin reacting?
Well, B-Dunk's in again, already, so we'll see what he is. FinFan's in. See where John stays out. Unknown stays out. Wiser Square stays out. Vogue stays out. So it looks like everyone but B-Dunk and FinFan pit. B-Dunk goes out on the hards, no wing change.
No surprise there. The hard tire really being the tire of choice, I've heard from many of the drivers. So difficult to go on the mediums here. The hards will give you such a really...
Oh, someone spun in the back. Who was that?
Unfortunately, I don't have my track.
I believe Coutinho lost it coming out of the final corner. I had just seen a glimpse of him spinning from FinFan coming down the pit lane. He does not have any wing damage, I believe, unless he saved it somehow, but that, I didn't catch the full spin. Oh my goodness.
Look at the lap chart, folks. We got both McLarens into the pits right now. That's the Ferrari of Cold Carnival into the pit right now as well. Leading this race, though, it is Funky Cactus. He has stayed out on those soft tires. He's got about a 6-second gap to Saxman. Let's go ahead and take a look at gap to the leader, folks. Just one moment. Gap to the leader there. So, looking to the left-hand side of the screen, folks, assuming that any of these positions and times are correct. We got John and Funky going to go into the pits here. Saxman will inherit the lead now going into lap 9. Looks like there's about enough of a gap. The pit stops, give or take about 20 to 25 seconds. So if you pit now, if you're in the lead, you would come out around P11 to P10-ish. So Coutinho really looking for that undertake, while Saxman, an unknown youth, in those Mercedes cars trying to build some kind of gap to the rest of the field and maybe look for a bit of an overcut. Though these softs are about to go off that cliff. And B-Dunk looking nice and speedy on those hards. Looks like he's gotten the strategy to work like a treat. And, of course, Funky going on to the hards as well, while Vogue still out on those softs. And, oh, excuse me, folks, that is the revving glitch. Jaylee Bowens there still on the medium compounded tire, so he will have to pit a little bit later. But, oh, we got a Ferrari off, folks. That looks to be Cold Carnival. Lost it. No wing damage, just a spin. He's kept it out of the barrier. But unfortunately, that has cost him Ed Torona really falling down.
Spin is Jaylee Bowens.
Ooh, Jay Lee with the spin. Let's see if he's kept that racing point out of the barrier. Very unfortunate.
I don't think he did.
For the sophomore driver.
Having to back up and do a 3-point turnaround.
Yep, he's got front left damage completely. Look at that. The front left looks like it's been folded in like a piece of tinfoil. Cold Cardinal going to get served a 3-second time penalty there as well. Yes, Maxime, RIP timing table. You're absolutely right. I agree.
Sackman stays out another lap, as does Unknown. So Mercedes are doing a bit of a different strategy here.
Glad to see Bono mixing things up there in the garage for.
As Jay Lee breaks way late, I'm assuming because of that wing damage still. As Catino, what happened to Catino?
Into the pits again. Could be wing damage,
No
wouldn't you say?
wing at all.
Oh, that would be a full barrier stop. Unfortunate, Coutinho. Yet again, unfortunately, easy mistakes like that will cost you.
Racing points into the pits for wing changes.
Oh no, Jay Lee's about to get the double stack of a lifetime right now.
A good thing is with this pit lane, it's 60 kilometers an hour. So Coutinho's leaving, and they should be set for Funky to Jay Lee. I'm sorry. Funky.
Front wing, man, it's taking forever. Look at these guys. The pit crew didn't have the wing ready. My goodness. There's some realism for you, folks. Jay Lee Bowen's taking a century in the pits there. He will come out probably around P15 or P16, and that will likely be a long recovery race. As my internet begins to fade away. Yet again, folks, your race order at the moment, it is Saxman on yet to pit, followed by B-Dunk, followed by Funky, followed by Vogue, Unknown Youth, Fin Fan going to get past Youth there. Behind them, it'll be Wiser Square, John, Silkweaver, and Botch Sherble. Those are your points paying positions. Behind them, it'll be TCP Coutinho, still on the recovery train. Gruggy, Oregano, Calzoner, Jay Lee, Radicus, Cold Carnival, and Ed Torona. Maxime, you're absolutely right. Vietnam is a graveyard for front wings. I wish it wasn't so. I wish we had a little something more going here. But let's go back on board with the metaphorical leader, B-Dunk, looking very speedy on those white striped tires. And Redeemer, don't they look so good against that Alpha Tower livery? What a matching combination.
Yes, sorry, I saw a yellow flag. I was trying to see who it was. There's still a yellow flag in Sector 2. But nobody is there. The game is lying to us. It's lying to us all.
People ask me if I have trust issues because of women. No, I have trust issues because of Codemasters.
It's all Cody's fault.
There's a
but
great...
No, you're reading off the top 10. I think your top 10 is completely different than what mine was, because I had Saxman.
I got Saxman P1.
Right, and then it was Unknown Youth in P2 until he pitted.
I got Unknown Youth P6 at the moment. How about yourself?
I do as well. So it should be...
All right, yeah, here. Let's run it through. Saxman, B-Dunk,
yep.
Funky, Vogue, FinFan, Youth, Wiser, John, Silk, Coutinho.
Yep.
Okay. Wonderful, folks. Cody's has allowed me to stream with a broadcast partner without screwing up the timing sheet.
Jay Lee going down Calzoner. Gets it done before... Oh, boy, hang on to her.
And Radicus is going to get a 3-second penalty there. Jay Lee, though, going on to the softs. Very interesting strategy. Look, he's going to go for the multi-stop there. Purple Sector 1.
His Wiser Square is on the back of Unknown, so we'll have to see on how this plays out. Saxman still didn't pit, so I'm wondering if he's playing the long game with these soft tires.
I think Saxman's playing the track position game because if he comes out, he will still come out only P7, P8-ish, actually.
Jay Lee and Calzona have an issue down at the hairpin. What is going on with these two guys? Neither one of them have wing damage, so that's a bonus.
Calzoner and Jay Lee looks pretty far apart at the moment. I'm lagging out so hard, my man. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find some action on track, but every time I try to switch to someone, the game has other ideas. I apologize to all the fans at home. This is not how we usually run things here. Usually it's a lot more airtight. Funky kind of fallen back from B-Dunk here, and they're on the same strategy. B-Dunk almost clear 3 seconds now, and they only pitted 1 lap apart, so the undercut really coming into play.
The Saxman stays out again.
Yeah, so what do you think, though? There's a good argument there for just track position at a place like this.
It's hard to say because he can go. With B-Dunk's going to go for the move before turn 1. He gets it done. Nicely done. Unless he's trying to extend his stint to go. Well, you got. Look at Voj as well. He's still out there on the softs 12 laps in. As Voj gets a tap from FinFan, Voj is spun.
Ooh, Voj keep doing well to keep it out of the barrier there. Good save by the Red Bull driver, and a nice, clean rejoin of the track. He will let the Williams of Weiser Square go through, but he's done well to avoid it. I would say those tires are officially gone and dead. He needs to pit.
Yeah, the softs don't last. This track is almost like, I want to say Bahrain, where they last maybe 8 laps tops, and they're still good.
Hey, even Bahrain's really hard on the tires. Unknown Youth getting a 5-second penalty for ignoring a yellow flag. Have you ever seen that before?
Yes, one thing I did notice is this game implemented if someone has spun and you're battling with someone and you pass them under yellow flag conditions, you will get a warning to give the position.
We got a Williams into the barrier. Williams into the barrier there.
Ooh.
Like
that is FinFan with left wing damage. He has no left wing at all.
Oh my goodness.
That is unfortunate.
He is running with half a shoe there, as they say. Unknown Youth will probably. Oh Jesus, that was close! Wow, did you see that?
I did not. I was watching Saxman finally pitted.
Gotta love that trust between the drivers. He really swung that Mercedes through there. I would have clenched my you know what pretty hard.
Yep.
If that had been me.
I had to go to the locker room. I have to go to the locker room and put on new pair of racing flicks.
A new pair of skivvies for sure. We got Saxman, FinFan, Voj into the pits. Front wings getting chewed up today like sunflower seeds at a baseball game. It is rough out here, folks. Carbon fiber is now the newest export of Vietnam because, my goodness, I have never seen so much scattered around the street in my life. I would be wary if I was a Vietnamese resident and I stepped out in bare feet. You end up with a bunch of splinters the way this race has been going. Looking at your lead, folks, it is B-Dunk, followed by Funky Cactus, Unknown Youth, Weiser Square, John Saxman, Silkweaver, Coutinho, Voj, and FinFan. In your non-points paying positions, it is Botch Gerbil, Jay Lee, Calzoner, Radicus, Groggy, Cold Carnival, and bringing up the rear, it is Ed Torona, the former Racing Point driver, now turned.
Weiser Square looking at Unknown, going down the back straight, the very long back straight. Back to as he gets the move done. Before Unknown's going to come back in the braking. Not wise. A little bit of contact there. Both still up and going. But
the Mercedes got a good exit there.
Brakes late. Ooh, this is risky. This is going to be risky.
Oh, into the S's. Oh, Unknown Youth. Yeah, he had to let him go. But what a scintillating battle. Wow. Yeah, I felt, I just clenched my Xbox controller like it was my rig. My goodness, that was a close one. Folks, Sector 3 here, it is not for the faint of heart. But let's go ahead and see it, folks. Unknown Youth will have just a hair's length of a lead. Weiser Square will have the DRS. His battery is looking a little toast. Oh my goodness, Unknown Youth has got nothing left in the battery, so he will have to be very delicate with how he chooses to place his car because he will have no battery to fight back as Weiser going to come at him here. Unknown Youth running very wide of that turn, completely cutting the corner. Oh, race control ought to have a look at that one. That was a egregious move. DRS open now. Unknown Youth staying to the inside. Let's see, Weiser late on the brakes. He's going to tuck in behind. Oh, he's going to lock up to avoid going into the back of the Mercedes. Very close one there for the Williams driver. These tires, of course, so fickle with the temperature, he will have to back off through the S's unless he can make something happen here, folks. On board with him now. DRS straight is coming up in just a moment here into the right-hander. Let's see. Oh, we got a retirement. Cold Carnival The Ferrari is into the barrier. Ferrari, and that is a VSC, folks, our first safety car of this race.
Ed has no end plates at all. Sorry to cut you off, Tam, but he has no end plates on that McLaren.
Oh, yes, on board with him now. Very unfortunate. Ed, you sure you don't mean Calzoner?
Well, they both have end plate damage.
Ooh, yeah, Calzoner for sure missing one.
But no, Ed is missing both. I flicked onto Ed, and he was sitting at the scene of the crime with Colt Carnival.
Well, you want to laugh? Way to go, Cody's. I'm seeing both end plates on Ed. Anyway,
just a right end plate on Calzoner, so...
Ooh, Weiser Square's going to get a penalty there as he goes into the pits now. Funky Cactus with a drive-through penalty? What?
No, don't
Oh my goodness, Funky Cactus, what have you done speeding under the VSC? That will likely get appealed because I've seen that glitch a few times already.
That's a drive-through.
Yeah, it is. So he, unfortunately, will have to go into the pits. Let's see, Weiser's going to serve his penalty. Wing change, taking his sweet time in there. That was a glitch. Funky back.
There's no battle happening right now for 6th place with Coutinho and Vogue.
Ooh, Coutinho. Oh, look at that. A beautiful pass by Coutinho. Did you see that? He sent that.
I did. Also, like I was saying before the race started, or while we were doing this, look out for Saxman.
And surely enough, Redeemer, you are absolutely right. He has crept his way into that top 5, and he looks to be on an optimal strategy at the moment. 2 lap old mediums.
He's going to be smart. He's going to back out of it.
I always love to see D1 drivers who have got that consistency. Gene Saxman, of course, was definitely one of the faster drivers in D1 all last season. I think his average finish position was 4th or 5th. Never more, never less. The guy churned out points like it was his job. A bit of a Nico Hulkenberg, if you would. So good on him. Saxman here very much on the back of John. John looking a little slow through the final corners here because he's stuck in that dirty air of Unknown Youth ahead. Yellow flags in Sector 2. It looks to be the McLaren of, looks to be Ed Torona or Calzoner completely stopped on the circuit. Unknown Youth in the Mercedes and John in the Ferrari in a great battle here. Let's see if we can see this get a little more spicy as this race develops. Redeemer, you'll have to excuse me. I have to run to the little boys' room. I'll be back in just a moment.
We have a full safety car, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry. Ooh. Calzoner has lost it in Sector 3.
Ooh, I'm back. A safety car. Who has crashed? Do tell who has crashed.
It'd be Calzoner in Sector 3. As B-Dunk and Funky Cactus are both going to pit and take these hard tires off. I bet they're saying, get me off of these. These feel like crap.
My goodness. And has Funky served his drive-thru yet, though?
No, he has not. As B-Dunk goes on to the softs.
Unfortunately for... Oh, yeah, you can't serve a drive-thru under safety car. Is that correct?
Oh, he's got a 5-second penalty, so he's serving it right now.
And he's wise.
Mediums.
That is... Hey, say what you will. That's a great strategy. But real quick, folks, let's take a look at your big winners and losers of the race so far, brought to you by PPR Esports. Your big winner of the race at the moment, it's got to be the Saxman. He is up into P2 at the moment. He is up 5 positions from his starting grid box. Excellent job by him. Vogue, Unknown Youth, also improving mightily. Groggy Oregano getting off the backside of the grid there to move up. Same with Silkweaver and Botch Gerbil. Your lower losers, as it were, unfortunately, Coutinho, who started on the second row of this race. He has fallen back to P9 after a series of unfortunate events, not to quote Lemony Snicket. Behind him, Jay Lee Bones, his teammate, not faring much better. The Pink Panthers have been struggling for pace today, and they have been struggling to stay out of the barrier. But, folks, look at that, Redeemer. You got B-Dunk, you've got Saxman, and you've got Funky Cactus there sitting in the top 3. So we could be on for a very fascinating finish, especially with all these time penalties being handed out. Silk Weaver getting a 3-second one there as well. My goodness. Condolences to Calzoner and Cold Carnival, our 2 non-finishers of the race so far. But we could be on for a spicy final 10 laps, folks. I certainly know I am down for that. Wouldn't you say so, Redeemer?
I'm just waiting for marshmallows and chocolates for some s'mores. And we are good to
go. My man. What do you got tonight? You doing cinnamon and graham crackers or plain?
Ooh, cinnamon actually sounds pretty good, but I need my sleep. I need my beauty rest for work tomorrow.
I totally agree with that. I'm working on adult beverage numero tres right here. As it goes, a lot of apple juice in this household. But don't you worry, folks. I will not be plugging that, as this is a family-friendly channel with family-friendly content. Viewer discretion is always advised, but don't worry. We make sure to make this appropriate for all ages. This is, after all, an entertainment company, and that is what we strive to do here. So, Redeemer, looking at our chart at the moment as we're behind safety car, who do you think is in the best position? Because I see Funky.
What is going on with Unknown Youth?
I don't know. He looks to be a little lost there behind the safety car. I'm not.
I was going to say, I saw him pass, like, I want to say 4 people, and then he just gave the positions all back. So I don't know what he was doing, but we are all set and ready to go almost. I believe we are waiting for Gruggy Oregano, as Radicus is letting... Ooh, this might be a toss-up. Because you got lapped vehicles in the way of regular... or of people on the lead lap.
Does the game allow the lap vehicles to unlap themselves under safety car?
They do and they don't. It depends.
Of course it does.
I know we had the glitch last season in Spain for PPR Division 3.
I remember those days because I was in that race and I ended up getting screwed by that. Because I pitted for fresh tires and I came out and I was like, hell yeah, I'll get to unlap myself. I'll be in the slipstream. I got this. I'm about to overtake like 5 or 6 cars. And, of course, as you remember, guess what happened?
Game says no.
Game said no. But we do have a very, very fascinating strategy right now. Funky and B-Dunk both on fresh tires. B-Dunk on the red striped ones. He's going to try to go to the end on those. So expect that gap to close up maybe around like lap 26, 27. On the other hand, John, though, will be looking to try and make some gains there on those fresh mediums. Same with Unknown Youth. Saxman, of course, still just trying to maintain a healthy position, so hats off to him. I really do hope the best for him in the closing stages of this race. Behind them, let's see here. We got Coutinho on fresh mediums. He's done well to recover, up to P9 now. Jay Lee, Groggy also on fresh tires. Botch, Gerbil, Radicus going for the soft compound there. So quite a mix-up there in strategy, quite a mix-up. It's a 10-lap race as it is. Safety car will be in after this lap. One more to go, folks. It's PPR, Esports, Xbox Division 1. LDR Redeemer joined by Best Teon. And Torona in the pits, though. That's interesting.
Putting on a set of softs. And he's not leaving his pit box.
That's a wing change there for him.
Is it? I can't see that.
Yeah, it's a bit of it's a glitchy game at the moment because it does this thing where it freezes, and then he'll all of a sudden appear in the pit lane. Looks like he forgot to pull in the clutch there. Not sure what he was doing.
Oh, he is completely driving out of the pits right now.
Yeah, so Hanoi still working out some of the kinks, it would seem, but one more lap under safety car here. We will see the racing resume. Folks, of course, if you're enjoying the action tonight, always come out and check out all of our action. We've got Mondays, we've got Tuesdays, we've got Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Of course, tonight is the big Xbox night of the week. Tomorrow night, come check myself out, as well as the rest of our PC brethren. Will be PC D2 and D3. Thursday is PS4 open lobby. So if you're a PS4 driver and you're enjoying the race, please come out and hang. Fridays, of course, it is what I like to call the Premier Division, Xbox D4. That's where you'll find a lot of the casuals, a lot of people like myself who just enjoy playing the game, and we like racing, we like F1. There it is, folks. Safety car in this lap. But do come out and check out D4.
I not see any penalties pop up on my screen.
Ooh, I'll take a look right now while safety car is still out. Incidents. Yeah, let's see. Ed Torona has a 5-second. Radicus has a 3-second. Unknown Youth has a 3-second. Carnival has a 3-second, but he's out. FinFan's got a 3-second. Funky's got a 5-second for speeding in the pit lane. Very unfortunate. 3-second for Cold.
But he did serve, so
but he did
this
serve
will be
it.
a nice battle.
5-second for Youth. So Youth's got about 10 seconds worth of penalties. Coutinho's got 3 seconds. And, yeah, Funky's got his drive-through, unfortunately. So I'm not sure how that's going to work out for him. But I don't expect to see anything like Michael Schumacher where we see someone serving it and finishing the race. But it's green flags, folks. It's B-Dunk leading Saxman, leading Funky Caddies, leading John and Vogue into turn 1. Green flags here at Hanoi. B-Dunk just trying to stay in front, keep those yellows alive. Saxman doing well on those medium stripe tires, which have been saved. Errol Brackish. Hello, my friend. Welcome to the session. It's good to have you. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I do miss you on track, my man. I hope to see you out here sometime soon.
Look at B-Dunk just pull away from Saxman already. As my timing board is now broken. Awesome. Cody, thank you. Love you so much.
Yeah, mine just did that too.
Well, we're flying blind, folks. As Funky is now losing sight of Saxman.
John will be hot on his tail, no doubt, in that slipstream down this long back straight.
Look at Vogue as well. He's being let go of John, or John is letting go of him. Whoa, boy, there's Jaylee Bowens going off into the runoff area.
Unknown Youth here on the back of Vogue, looking to try to make some time up in Sector 3. He is hot on the tail. Oh, we got one car into the pits. Cactus. Oh, he's got to serve his drive-through. That is so unfortunate. He will.
As FinFan has wing damage again. I feel bad for the Williams crew today.
Yeah.
As
Oh, he's
FinFan
out!
has retired into the pit lane.
Oh, he's out. He has retired from the session. He has had enough. He has had enough. That will be his race.
Look at John in P3. Props to my old friend John.
Yeah, what a race he's driven. Excellent to see him really fight his way up the order, because he was kind of on the outside looking in at the start of this race. Wouldn't you say so?
I would, but driver of the day material would have to be...
It's got to be Saxman.
Not according to position changes.
Okay, well, if you want...
I'm just saying, according to Cody's, they'll probably go with someone with position changes. But if I had to say so, it probably would be Saxman being my driver of the day. But as Unknown gets past Vogue, that was a nice clean move without DRS.
Vogue's going to try to come back at him. No, he'll just tuck in right behind. Yeah, I love this. Do you remember last year at Yas Marina when the DRS broke middle of the Grand Prix and they had to do overtaking the old-fashioned way? And just how much more exciting it made the racing? You saw guys going for overtakes.
I vaguely remember it, but
yeah,
yes.
but they were going for overtakes at places they normally wouldn't have because they weren't waiting for DRS. They were just going to have to send it. And I thought it made for a way better on-track product than we usually get at Yas Marina. Wouldn't that be fun? A reverse grid for the finale of the season.
I think that would be kind of hectic if you ask me.
It needs to make that experience better. Wouldn't you say so?
Get a bowl of popcorn, folks. We're going to be here for a while. bowl of popcorn, grab some snacks, some chips, grilled cheese, s'mores. I don't know what you want to say or what you people snack on. Grab an apple. Be healthy.
Coutinho, another 3-second time penalty. Very unfortunate.
Has it been 2 laps already after safety car? Wow. Time flies and you're having fun.
Yes. Oh, Vosges almost losing. Oh, he's bumped. Oh!
Coutinho!
Oh, he's completely ruined Coutinho's race. That's not even his fault. That's a racing incident. That is so unfortunate. That's a lot of 4-letter words, folks. I would not be happy about that. But Weiser Square now, he's pretty much going to get a free overtake here because Coutinho's going to be limping his way home. Vosges.
Might be a double overtake on Weiser.
Weiser, oh, took it to the inside, laid on the brakes. Oh, he's into the side of the racing point. They banged wheels. Oh, my goodness. Coutinho, off the track. Oh, he spun. He's in the barrier. He's in the barrier. Oh, that is, oh, he's retired on, oh, no, he's retired on track. Oh, no, that is not great, folks. Oh, man, that is so unfortunate. That should bring out a late safety car. I would be surprised
I don't
otherwise.
think it's going to with how many laps are left.
Nope. In fact, they've just deleted the car, but oh my goodness, that was chaos for 3 turns. Redeemer,
Racing Point is not having a good race today.
Not by
this fabulous Sunday in Vietnam.
certainly
As Weiser
not.
Square locks up behind Vosges. I'm watching this three-way battle for 5th.
Yes, Silk. It's a Red Bull sandwich, and Weiser Square's in the middle at the moment, isn't he?
You got Red Bull, toothpaste. Well, what was toothpaste, which is not a toothpaste anymore.
Arguably a tasty combination.
Never done toothpaste and Red Bull, folks. I wouldn't recommend.
Though I do recommend Red Bull and Jägermeister, but that's a conversation for another time.
Yes, it is. As we are, ooh, funky cactus.
Back into the points.
By Groggy and Ed. Ed, remember, is still a lap down. He is 2 laps down. But Funky looking at the back of Groggy.
Groggy going very, very, very defensive. He wants that outside line. Groggy, of course, does race on controller. Oh, he's gone very deep. Very, very deep there.
That was a close one, folks. As Weiser, I have missed it. Weiser Square passes Vosges.
And there goes Funky right past Groggy. No problem. Yes, and Weiser is past Vosges through the S's. Let's see. Vosges still hot on his tail, though. This battle might not be over quite yet. Gap only about half a second between the two. Ew, into the final corner. Weiser locking up hard. No ABS life. Looks like a nightmare on this track. I am sorry to say. I have no idea what that's like.
What track do you think would be worse for ABS off? This track or Bahrain?
Oh, turn 10 is a nightmare. I'd have to give it to Bahrain. Especially like if your tires go off the metaphorical cliff, like mine did last race. If I didn't have ABS, I probably would have not finished the race because I would have been skating on rims.
Yeah.
Not a fan of that. But folks, anyway, Vosges trying to close the gap to Weiser Square here. This is such an intense battle in the final stages of this race. That safety car has completely reset everything. I, for one, am stoked. I love this kind of action late in the race. And we got a Red Bull on a Red Bull fight here. You know what happens at Red Bulls and Street Circus, wouldn't you say, Redeemer?
Refresh my memory. Baku 2018.
Yes, and as we go to the braking zone, let's see. That's Silk Cleaver trying to go up the inside, not quite carrying enough speed through there. He'll have to come back, reset for the next lap, but Vosges just maintaining a 7/10 of a second gap there. Vosges really trying to close up to Weiser. Weiser, though, looking kind of slow on those medium tires. They don't really look that hot after a few or so laps. Maybe Weiser opting for a lower downforce package here through the S's. Really struggling at the moment. Into the final corner here. Let's see. Weiser and Vosges with the big lockup. DRS zone upcoming. Nice short shift by everyone. Keep it in 4th through there on the power again. Let's see. DRS is open. Both guys got no battery left. Red Bull, Williams at the moment. The rest of the field's not looking that stacked. Funky, though, is on the back of the botched gerbil. Interesting to see how that will play out. I bet Funky will probably make quick work of him.
Ed is still in the way. He's been getting blue flags as Funky loses. Oh, nice save. Yeah, Ed was just right there in front of Funky, just hurting his tires going through the circuit, so...
Vogue leading his teammate here. Weiser really just trying to keep both the Red Bulls behind. Unknown Youth really sitting pretty there in that P4 position. He's got to be happy with that. Same with John, who's maintaining a pretty nice gap to Unknown Youth. They're on, I would argue, almost different rungs of the circuit at the moment. Sorry, no, they're not actually. They're actually in visual. I wonder if Unknown Youth can actually reel him in here. They're on the same tire. 2 laps to go. It would be quite the battle. You can see something like that towards the end of the race here. Closest battle still Vogue and Weiser Square. Ooh, Weiser braking very early for that corner. I think those tires, he's not very comfy on the yellow stripe mediums, but into the next DRS zone. Let's see. So what do you think? If you're Vogue, you got to save your battery up and pretty much go for a lap 28 lunge into the final hairpin.
Yellow flag, sector 1. The botched gerbil's around. Not good for him, as he has no right end plate at all. No right wing, I'm sorry.
Tough day for him, that's for sure.
As Groggy is up to 9th now, so AlphaTauri, I almost just called AlphaTauri Toro Rosso from last season, which I think we did talk about that last week. So, but AlphaTauri on the other hand is picking up some decent haul of points.
Yeah, I gotta say, Groggy again with the big race.
Gets by Vogue.
That looked to be a little synchronized, if I'm being perfectly honest. I think Vogue let him through.
He should have done it earlier, though. Now he's not going to catch Weiser.
Yeah, they've kind of scrubbed the strategy, but it looks pretty coordinated at the moment. Little team orders there, but final lap, folks. Here we go, folks. B-Dunk is your leader. He has been comfortably in charge of this Grand Prix from start to finish. Only 1 lap to go for the AlphaTauri driver. Saxman P2 enjoying himself a great Sunday drive here. Let's hope he can get it home in one piece, because I am very impressed with his performance, and I think, Redeemer, you'd say the same as well.
I would, and look at Funky Cactus. Maybe he'll have a last lap battle against Vogue.
Yeah, that Alpha looking pretty pacey at the moment. Vogue and Weaver looking real slow, running very deep through the first couple of turns here. Let's see. Funky, of course, is actually a real-life kart driver. He does karts, so he's got a little, as they say, IRL motorsport experience. Let's see now.
He is the only Alfa Romeo out on circuit, so he's the lone Alpha.
Very much so.
Right.
Into the first couple turns here. Let's see Vogue looking real slow now. Only a couple of straights left to go. Let's see now. DRS coming up. Vogue looking real slow out of there. Not much overtake left. You got to send it right now, buddy. Just burn it off. There's no point. There's only 1 straight left. Turn that engine up. Let's see if we got Vogue in the slipstream of his teammate, Silk. Jelly Bones, 3-second time penalty. Vogue going to try to go for the overtake. He's going to back off into the hairpin. Let's see. Both drivers doing well to keep it from going too deep. Now only a few corners left.
Beaton coming around the final few corners. Nicely done by him.
Oh, Funky right on the rear of Vogue. He's bump drafting him through the S's. My goodness. Look for a dive bomb here into the final corner. Here it is. Yep.
Gonna make it.
Oh, he's bumped him.
Contact.
Oh, no. Vogue. That looked a little dicey from my angle. I don't know about you, Redeemer.
I was on board with Funky, so I don't know, as Funky gets Silk Weaver anyways.
Well, yeah, it looks like he got him on penalties regardless. Folks,
I did not see the move, though. I saw Funky dive and Vogue, I want to say, turned in on him, but I didn't
I
have
think,
the
yeah,
proper angle.
Vogue took the corner pretty much exactly how he thought he would, and there was an Alfa Romeo where there should have been nothing. But regardless, folks, didn't matter. He had him on penalties. Your finishing order, congratulations to B-Dunk, your Grand Prix winner, yet again, flexing on the rest of the field. Congratulations to Saxman. What a monster drive, Redeemer. And
Yes.
you called it. Groggy Oregano is your driver of the day. Congratulations to the AlphaTauri driver. An excellent recovery drive after what was a very rough quali sesh. So, we go live to the podium now.
I should go buy a lottery ticket. That's twice. 2 weeks in a row where I got it right.
Flash your selfie, B-Dunk. Congratulations, my man. Hats off to, look at that, Ferrari, a Mercedes, no Red Bull. That's an AlphaTauri, folks. Thank you again for joining us tonight. This is PPR Esports, Xbox Division 1. I am Bezteon, joined by Redeemer. Any closing thoughts from you, my man?
No, sir. I will let you send us off, and we can all go home and go to sleep.
I agree. I have lots of cooking shows to watch before I go to sleep tonight. Folks, your finishing order, though, one more time. It is B-Dunk, followed by Saxman and John. Those are your podium finishers. Behind them, Unknown Youth, Wiser Square, Vogue, Funky Cactus, Silk Weaver, Groggy Oregano, and Botch Gerbil. That will round out your points positions. Behind them, it is Jaylee Bones, Radicus, Ed Serona, TCP Coutinho, number one Fin Fan, Calzoner, and Cold Carnival. Your last four being your non-finishers. Thank you again for joining us, folks.